10 News presents Democracy 2012. Your voice, your vote.
With the general election just weeks away, 10 News and the EW Scripps Company are dedicated to providing the information that you need to make informed decisions. And tonight we're speaking with David Secor, who is running for Congress against incumbent Duncan Hunter of the 50th District. And Mr. Secor, you know that Duncan Hunter is the overwhelming favorite in your district. So tell us what you hope to accomplish in your campaign. Specifically, what is the point of your campaign, your major theme?
The reason I entered this race is because of the fact that the people of District 50 have not been represented. Mr. Hunter has done a good job representing the Pentagon contractors and working on his own personal moral agenda. But the people of District 50 are not being represented, and that's why I felt compelled last year in 2011 to leave my job and run for Congress.
Do you think it is the role of a congressman, if you were to be elected, to find the will of the people in general and the interests of the people in your district and represent them in their entirety, or just those in your party that align with your themes? How would you represent?
It's important for the people of District 50 to know that the Democratic Party did not put up a candidate against Mr. Hunter because they believed, like so many, that he was unbeatable. That's in fact the reason I entered the race. I've been in the middle class my whole life, and I saw that the people of District 50 were not being represented, and that were Mr. Hunter to go on uncontested, we would have 2 more years of gridlock, 2 more years of the people not having a voice in Congress, and this is a very critical 2 years coming.
Let's talk jobs. Big issue in the 50th District. What would you do to improve the job situation in that district?
It is the one thing we need to get the economy going. We have to switch priorities. Rebuilding America has to be the first thing we do. There are here in District 50, we have workers, we have contractors, we have the contractor suppliers. They are lined up. They are ready to go and do the work that we need to improve our schools, roads, bridges. The work is virtually unending. All we need is to set the priority to rebuild America and fund those jobs and get this economy moving. Unless the government does that, we'll be stuck where we are now for this foreseeable future.
What is the first thing you would do if elected, other than just say there's a change from Duncan Hunter? A real issue, something you would solve, something that you would do differently. What is it?
The most important thing we will face beginning in January is the economic crisis. We are going to face the fiscal cliff, as they say. We're looking at $7 trillion of impact if the Congress does not take action in this lame duck session. So assuming they don't, the first thing we will have to do is tackle that impact of the fiscal cliff and see to it that we are able to put the money where it needs to be, because if we don't, we're looking at a 2.5% GDP loss next year and back into recession.
And I think everyone agrees on the economy, number one issue. But how would you reach across the aisle to make some real progress?
It's important that the Congress is there to make the economy work. We can't have a situation where both sides just say, here's my stand, here's the opposite stand, and we won't hammer out a deal. We're going to have to sit down. We're going to have to not only make cuts, we're going to have to raise revenues. And Mr. Hunter has signed the Grover Norquist pledge saying he will under no circumstance raise any taxes, and yet we all know that we must have increased revenue as well as cuts. And I believe that sensible Republicans and sensible Democrats can work out a plan that will work. It's only people like Mr. Hunter and the extremists on the far right in the House that are keeping the economy stalled.
All right, thank you for your time, and we appreciate that. The general election is coming up November 6th. We appreciate Mr. David Secor joining us in the 50th District, the candidate. Thank you.
Thanks.